Okay, welcome everyone. I am so excited to have everyone on here tonight. We are going to be hearing from some amazing ladies that are killing it in their businesses, and they are so busy. So busy. So it's amazing that they are able to prioritize and fit this in and still win. So I'm Shannon J, and I am a diamond with our company, and I've been in this business for almost 3 years. It's me 3 years in February, which is wild how fast the time goes. And of course, I'm super honored to have some people on our Zoom tonight that we have never had on our Zoom before. So super exciting. We are going to start off with Alexandra tonight. I'm so excited. She is a busy mom. She has earned her success bonus in her first 90 days, guys. That is crazy. That is 3 tier ones and 3 tier twos in her first 90 days. And she went roomy in her first 4 months. So I am so excited to hear how you did all of that. So if you want, you can unmute yourself and you can just start by telling us a little bit about how you got started and how you heard of It Works. Oh, I can probably unmute you too, I think.
It's okay, I got it. Sorry. Okay, so I was watching Dana for, 3 years, and I just loved seeing her story and loved seeing her like amazing posts and how happy her and her family were. And I always wanted that because my life wasn't always easy. Like I was actually in an abusive relationship and I struggled a lot. I dealt with a lot. And I just wanted a change. I actually escaped that and started a new life and started over with my 2 sons. So I'm a single mom now and I'm on my own, doing it all on my own. It is hard, but I love it and I wouldn't change it. And I'm so much happier now. So I followed her for 3 years and I decided to just take the leap of faith and jump on. And I'm so grateful I did because she has taught me so much and I've learned so much from her. I couldn't afford to join at the time because like I was a single mom and I was struggling and I was living off of social assistance. So anyways, it took about 2 months before I ended up joining. I saved and I really just wanted it. And I really just wanted that life to be happy, to have the life Dana had and to just like, make my sons be proud of their mother and stuff like that. And know that I could do it on my own, knowing that I don't need a man to pay for my way in life, and that anything I set my mind to, I could totally do. And I started I think last November, so it's been about a year that I've been in business, and I'm loving every minute of it. I've met some really amazing people that are super inspiring, including you, Shannon, and Jessica Cook. You guys are both amazing, and you guys inspire me every day. And I'm just so grateful, especially Dana. Like she motivates me so much every day. And like I'm just so grateful to have such great leaders that just are amazing.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Like your story actually like gives me goosebumps, and I am so proud of you for that's exactly it. Like getting out and being like, you don't need no man. You got this, right? So empowering. I love it. So obviously being a single mom, that is like busy. Like I'm not a single mom and it is freaking busy. So I can't even imagine. How are you able to prioritize your business when obviously so much life is happening too?
Okay, so I definitely had to learn how to manage my time. I stayed up late. And so like when the boys would go to bed, I'd stay up extra late to do all my charting, because charting at the end of the day is so important. I'd also like take advantage of their nap times. Like when they went for their naps, I would just go crazy and like hop like a crazy woman, do all the things. I also I had to obviously do block scheduling. So like I'd make sure I had their lunch fed for a certain time. They were down for their naps at a certain time. I had to like schedule everything in my life in order for everything to just flow the way I wanted it to flow. And to me, like, even though like when you first start, you don't see the money right away, to me, like making that extra those extra weekly bonuses every single week was amazing, because when you make money from social assistance, you only get paid once at the end of the month. And to be able to budget and keep your money like where it has to go for that whole month, it just wasn't doable. I needed weekly money for groceries. Like, you know how expensive groceries are. Like, I needed that money to be able to, buy my boys the foods that they needed, the healthy foods, not the crappy foods, like we were living off a Kraft Dinner and like grilled cheese. It was disgusting and I just couldn't do it anymore. I said, screw this. I need to make more money. I didn't look at it in a way where I was like, oh, I'm not making money. I'm like, no, I have to make the money. I have to complete a tier 1 and a tier 2 every single month. And if I don't, then we're gonna suffer, because at the end of the day, I was their rock. I was the only one that was there for them to, put a smile on their face at the end of the day, to, give them the foods that they wanted, and all the things, because I knew that yeah, I was their superhero or whatever. Yeah.
No, actually you are super mom, and I'm sure to your boys, like you are their world, right? So it's fantastic that you're out there like showing them how you can do this, right? Like you can do anything that you put your mind to, and it takes hard work, but you can do it. I love that. I was wondering, so I am awful at time blocking. Our house never has a schedule. Do you do that like weekly, or do you like set up your month, or is it like the night before?
Okay, so for my block scheduling, I have timers on my phone. So every time a
Oh,
timer goes off, I have to get this done. So like in the morning, I'll get up
yeah.
right in the morning, I'll do my workout. By this time, I have to be done this, like my workout and my self-development, and I have to jump in the shower. And I know if I don't do these things at these certain times,
Yeah.
I kind of screw myself, because then my boys, you know what I mean, want me and I don't want to ignore them. So I have to be like multiple people from, you know what I mean? Like I have to do it all, but I have to also do what I need for my business and for
Mhm,
myself too. So yeah, I
mhm.
would just like schedule everything. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, do my workout, my shower, and so on and so forth, and then just plan
Mhm.
throughout the day. And if I don't follow it, like I literally feel like shit. Like I have to do it like for
Yeah,
myself, you know?
yeah, yeah,
So that was so, so important.
yeah.
And yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. That is an amazing system. I need to do more of that. Because yeah, our
Yeah.
day is like here and there and here and there and up and down. And that's why I'm like, whoa, business fits in where it does. But yeah, if you are like obviously busy, 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 and you can schedule everything, like that is fantastic.
Yeah,
I
it
love
makes
it.
a big
I love it.
difference.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, and we kind of already touched on what keeps you going for more, but maybe like, do you have like an ultimate goal that you're like really working towards right now?
Yeah, okay. So my goal is like I love achieving my goals. So like when I have something written down on a piece of paper, I really have to achieve those goals. And I get this like adrenaline inside of me when I sign a customer or when I sign a distributor. I'm like, oh my God, I got one. I got to get another one. And it's just like a domino effect where I just have to keep getting them. And I don't know, I just feel so good when I complete tiers, knowing that I'm getting money, and like it's just amazing. Um, where are my notes here? Oh yes, and the products, like having the products and seeing how amazing they made me feel. Like the keto coffee, I lost 60 pounds taking that, and my confianzas, those really, really helped me. I like used to cry all the time over nothing, like just because I had a lot on my plate. And now I take my confianzas. I have a lot to deal with, but I just deal with it. I don't cry about it. I just take it on full force and just go for it. And I love how like the products plus like my mental health and everything, and like just doing my self-development has made me such a confident woman, and it has made me into the person I am today. Because a couple years ago I was overweight, I was unhappy and all the things that I didn't want to be. And now I'm like exactly, maybe I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm a hell of a lot happier than I was years ago. Um, I also wanted to help other women feel like the same. I wanted to empower them and like um, get their health goals where they wanted to get them. I also gained amazing friendships, confidence that I never had before, financial security, happiness for doing it on my own and not feeling tied to someone because I didn't have the money. Um, And like I said, I was in an abusive relationship for years. I left and I escaped that and found my true calling, and worth and power as a woman. Like, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes, no, that is amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
You have an incredible story.
thank you.
And I love that you have like such an amazing testimony with the products too, right? So like our company, our business is so much more even than the income for you, right? With your results and being able to then share that with everyone too. So this is everyone's tip. Go use products, get your own results and have your own testimonies. Like so key because people want to say like, oh, have you used this? Oh, like, what do you think about it? Right? Like, I'm sure you
Yeah.
get that all the time, and it helps so much when you're signing customers. Um, okay, so do you have kind of like an order of things that you do in the day? I know you mentioned already that you do like self-development and your workout in the morning. Like, when do you send hat messages at a specific time, or like your posts, or if you have everything
Yeah.
time blocked, it must be the same every day. Yeah.
Yeah. So like around 9 o'clock, that's normally when I try to do my hot messaging. Sometimes I'll do it like right in the morning. It all depends, like, because I am sleep training my son, and that's been super hard. If he gets up, then I kind of have to go around his napping schedule. But my goal is to get at least 10 hops or 5 up a day, because I know when I sign customers, it's because I got the hops up. And I know you sign a lot of customers too, because you get lots of hops up. And I always think about what you do, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do what Shannon J does, because she's signing lots, and I just gotta do it because she's amazing, and I have to be like that, you know. And even Dana, she'll be like, did you get your hops up today? Did you do it? And then I'll be like, did you do it? And then even me, like with the self-development, like working out, I'll be like, did you do your workout? And it's just amazing, like, what actually consistency really does to your business and everything. Like, it really is. And obviously doing those conversations with the distributors, like getting 20 messages out a day, talking to your potentials, anyone that's watching you, doing your stories and telling your story, and talking about the products and how they've changed you, and just being the product of the product. You can't expect people to buy from you if you're not using the products. Oh, I'm just going to post a bunch of pictures and be all spammy. No, you can't do that. You have to share your life. Like, I go outside like a lot in the summertime with my sons, and I like to like show off my life and like how happy I am being at home, and being able to spend all that time with them and not have someone else raise them, and being able to like do all that. I actually used to be a PSW, so I did shift work and all that, and I do not miss that. Like, I love, being able to see them grow up, and all that stuff. So that's really amazing, and it's been super life changing, because um, you know, it could be a lot to deal with when you have your kids to take care of, and you have a bunch of clients and other people to take care of as well.
Yes, you definitely wear a lot of hats is
Oh
the
yeah.
way that I like to put it, right? You're like constantly switching hats. What am I doing right now?
Big time.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I love those tips too, that like just sharing your life, right? Like when you're trying to show people what the business is doing for us, and get other people interested. The same as like when you were watching Dana, right? Now you are duplicating, guys. That's the best thing in our business. And now you are doing the same thing to bring people in. That is perfect. Do you have things that are like non-negotiable? Like you don't care how late it is. If it didn't get done, you are staying up to do it.
Okay, so if I have customers that said they want to sign up on this date, I have to do my follow-ups every day, because follow-ups, like they say, sometimes it'll take 3 to 5 conversations before someone actually joins. And you're not being annoying. A lot of times people get busy and they just forget to look at their messages or whatever. So doing those follow-ups, and like if a customer wants to sign up today, I don't care if I'm busy with my kids. Yeah, I'll tend to them and stuff, but I got to get that customer signed up. I'm not going to wait till tomorrow to sign them up. They're going to get signed up today. I signed 4 customers today, and I'm like, I was doing the bath and doing it at the same time. Like, I have to excuse my language. I have to get this done, because it is so important to your business. And if you wait tomorrow, they might change their mind, or they might like, oh, I can't afford it because I spend money somewhere else, whatever, you know what I mean? So definitely when someone wants to sign up, sign them up right away. Try not to make them wait. I get it that life gets busy, but you definitely have to, make your customers happy, because they're your number one people that are going to keep buying from you over and over again. And also like you always have to like say if a customer wants to cancel or something like that, you're going to want them to try another product because maybe that one product isn't working for them and they need another product to combine with that product so that they get the results that they want. Because at the end of the day, you want your customers to be happy.
Awesome. I love that. So it's definitely like your follow-ups are a combination of potential customers, but also current customers. I
Yeah.
love that. Sometimes I forget about those current customers. I'm not gonna lie. I
Oh
definitely
yeah.
have to like schedule them or like have a whole sheet and I just like randomly look and I'm like, oh, I definitely forgot that person. Do you like have a system that when you have to follow up with current customers?
So normally I'll do it like every 2 days, or I'll ask them
Mhm.
like, so is it okay if I follow up in a week from now or
Yeah.
2 weeks, depending on how our conversation is going, right? Like
Mhm.
if they're like, oh, I don't have money till next month, and I'll be like, okay, I'll follow up with you next month. I always ask them what date is best for me to follow up with them, and then I'll write it on a sheet. Like I have a sheet of 11 people written out right now, and I'm gonna all follow up with them in January because they're broke right now because of Christmas.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's a no, just means that they can't afford it right now, and then you can go back, follow up, and it's so important because you can get so many customers when you follow up. Like the fortune is in the follow up. Honestly, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. I'm actually, I was listening to a Zoom last night. And one of the statistics, like I'm a little bit green, if you guys didn't know, so I really like numbers. One of the statistics that they said was that only 2% of sales are made on the very first contact. 3% are made on the second contact. 5% are made on the third contact. 10% are made on the fourth, and 80% of sales are made on the fifth to 12th contact, which is crazy. Like that is mind blowing. One of the other things that they said last night too, just building on what Ali's talking about, is that who are we to decide when they no longer need something? If they have not told you no, then they have not said no. Until they say no or they block you, you are not the one to decide that they don't no longer need it. You need to keep checking in with them, because again, like Ali was saying, if you're not the one that is checking in with them, someone else is going to. You're
Well,
going to
exactly.
lose them. Exactly. I love that. Okay, do you have any other tips for us?
Mm. Okay, yeah. Like cutting out Netflix, obviously, like it's nice to watch TV and stuff like that. But like when my boys are watching Netflix, that's when I'm on my phone. If I go to an appointment, I'll be on my phone. Anytime someone's like watching my kids, which is really rare because I do it all on my own. Honestly, it's tough, but I'll just like power hour and just message like crazy. When my ex takes Brody, my older son, on the weekends, I'll try to get as many hops up as I can. I'll try to do as much work as I can during those times that I have downtime, because sometimes it's hard to, do all the things and be all the things for everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is definitely definitely a lot, especially when the boys are calling for you and you've got this and appointments and going here and going there. But that's exactly it, right? The beauty of taking our phones everywhere that we go. I know a lot of parents that have kids in school will be like, oh, I'm sitting in like the school drop-off line or whatever, waiting to pick them up, and they're sending messages. And a lot of people take extra long bathroom breaks at work. They take their phone to the bathroom with them and doing their follow-ups in the bathroom. And there are so many different ways that we can fit in what we're doing. It is exactly that. It's just prioritizing and finding that time and being intentional. I love how intentional you are. That's the perfect word. You are very like, this has to get done. This is getting done, and it's happening. And I love it. I'm so excited to keep watching you grow and promote. And I know that we will probably have you on here again when you go diamond.
Thank you.
And yeah, okay, so I am excited. Next up, we are going to have Stacy share with us. So she also earned her success bonus in 90 days, and she went Ruby in her first 3.5 months. And I know that she is also extremely busy. So welcome, Stacy. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started with It Works and kind of how you heard of it?
Hey guys. Okay, so if my lighting is a little messed up, I am sitting in my car outside my house because, like all of us, we have a family. So I'm like, you guys, I have a serious call happening. Nobody listens to me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to my car. Leave me alone. Okay, so if the lighting is messed up, I apologize. But, we do what we do. So can you guys hear me? Okay, because since Alexandra went off, I can't hear you, Shannon.
I muted myself too so that you don't get any of my background noise in case kids start screaming, then we're going to give you your time.
Good. Okay. So back in March, I actually was approached. I was approached from someone else about this business. And my cousin Dana is actually my upline. So I've been watching her for the last 3 years. I actually dabbled into online networking prior to this. Wrong time, wrong year. I started, I quit. So then when I actually was approached, it was crazy what like the timeline, because I was thinking to myself, like, I need something else. I need something to like motivate me, I need something to happen. So when I was approached, I was like, okay, so maybe this is the sign. And I messaged Dana and I said, okay, how do I do this? How do I sign up? I'm needing something. I need like a push. I was approached. And if I'm going to do this, I want to do it under you. So that was my day one. And compared to other networks, it's a lot different. I'm not going to lie. With this network, I really loved it because I'm not going to give names about the old business that I did promote, but monthly, to get any kind of income coming in, I had to sell like $500 to $700 worth of product. And it wasn't getting me anywhere. I had to sell 500 to 700 product to get $100. And I was like, okay, this isn't for me. So when I talked to Dana, she got me up and going. After I seen the plan and how easy it was, weekly bonuses, I never heard of that. Like, network marketing has been around for years, right? We all know it. We've all seen it. We've all got approached for this and that. But after I signed up, I looked into everything and I was like, wow, weekly bonuses, like monthly commissions, it's insane how much money you can make for this. So when I started, I have a very competitive mindset anyways. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And so I love that rush. I love that rush with how easy it was to make my first bonus. After I got my first bonus, it was like, wow, if I complete a tier 2, I can make it this much. What? So I loved it. So a little bit about me is I work 3 positions at a hospital. I'm casual. So my shifts aren't guaranteed. I can bid on a shift. Last minute, it can be taken away, right? So I have front desk at the hospital. I'm working long-term care. I'm working in the pharmacy. So how I base my time, and thank heavens that I have my man, I work because I want to work. And that's another thing I want to get into. You don't have to do this to not want to work. Me, for example, I like to get out of the house. I like to go and work when I choose to. That's a big thing. I don't have to, but I like it, right? So that was a big thing. I really enjoyed doing this on the side. I like helping people. I like communicating with people. I like all the positive energy I get from my teammates, from my sidelines. I love it. I really enjoy the atmosphere that this business gives you. And so when I don't want to pick up a shift at the hospital, I don't, because I don't have to. you know? And let's backtrack a little bit because at one point, I had to. And I'm laughing because I'm seeing Shannon like, yes, yes, but I can't hear you. Okay, so no, but at one point, because, okay, bear with me here. So 5 years ago, I was in a different town, different relationship. I had 2 young children and I had to work full time. It was on me to work full time, do this. And I'm telling you, when you're on mat leave and you go back to work, oh, I hated it. I literally hated packing up my kid, bringing her to the sitter, and going for those 8 hours, coming home. I was working till like 11 at night, 12 at night. I hated it. I was tired. I'd come home and I'm grouchy, I'm grumpy. I just, like, mentally and physically, it was not good for me. So fast track, couple years, my life completely changed. I met my best friend, love him. He took me and my 2 children in. We are a mess, like we kind of brought everyone together and we are our chaos. We love it. I love it. It's great. So when I moved here, I transferred my hospital position to the town I am now. And it's been great. I really do like it. I enjoy going to work, helping the elderly. I love doing that. But I'm getting to a point where, if I'm going to do something and I want to do something, I want to do it on my own time. I've done my time of 14 years in the healthcare. I've done it. And I'm sorry, but I will do it if I have to, but I don't need to do it. And this business, I'm telling you, you guys, if you are consistent and you see the picture and you want and you see it, you vision it, it's possible. Because for the last 4 years, when I moved here, new environment, I transferred, but I was still casual. So I don't have my set schedule. I pick up shifts. They can be dropped last minute. So it's never a guarantee money, right? So I'm telling you, you guys, it wasn't until I've been in this business now since March. Consistency is key. Okay. We talk about branding. We talk about what to post, not to post. You are posting literally for your viewers. Okay. I love my dog. I love my dog. I post about him almost daily. My kids and Brandon actually are like, you love him more. You post him more than you post us. And I'm like, some days it's true. It really is true. But I'm literally posting about my life. Okay. My journey from when I started this business, my day to day, and we all fall off. You try to be consistent, but life happens. We're not perfect. We're all the same. We all have kids. We all have schedules. We all have mental health. Mental health to me is the biggest thing in this because I can talk a lot of talk. I can put on a face, but I can turn off the camera and I can go back to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
So true.
Mhm.
So true. And literally, even today, like I still struggle with my mental health. I do.
Mhm.
But I want to just say that because of the last 3 years of in a casual position to where I can pick up shifts, kind of see how much hours, what I'm going to get this paycheck in the next 2 weeks. It's nice to know because a few weeks ago we got hit hard with the flu. We got hit hard with the cold. It was bad. I had 5 shifts scheduled at the hospital and I had to call them and I said, you guys, I'm sorry, I cannot come in. I can't do it. You know what I did for those 5 days? I laid in my bed and I completed my success bonus. And you know what? Before I went back to work, I had my success bonus in my bank account. Do you know how amazing that is? It's crazy because I literally like, it's crazy to think, okay, so when you first start, it's like, it's all new. We all started on a day one, right? When you first get training and stuff, it can be overwhelming for sure, but you got to see the big picture, right? I'm on Facebook anyways. I'm streaming through my profile. I'm streaming through my news feed. I'm going through stories. Why the heck am I not up there? Yeah. Are you kidding me? Literally, I had a story up and a girl that I added 2 days prior to me. I'm not even kidding you. By the time I talked to her to when I finalized her order was 20 minutes. You
That's
know what
amazing.
I mean?
Yeah. That's amazing.
So,
That's fantastic.
yeah. So it's crazy to think, okay, these girls that have been doing this for 4 to 5 years, like, of course they're making this money. Like, they got their clientele, they got their viewers, they got their brand. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. If you are consistent and you are posting and you see the bigger picture, it can happen for you. I've shocked myself more times than I can count. Honestly, I've messaged Dana like few days to go to my 4-1, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get this customer. And you know what she said to me? Love her. But you know what she replied to me? She said, no, you're not. No, you're not. If you're not in it, if you don't think you're gonna get it, if you think you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. And I got it.
Yes.
Because
mindset
is a big thing. So when she came back at me, I was like, oh, really? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
And that made me want to push more. So my thing is, you know, a lot of people start this because they don't want to work at home. They don't want to do that 9 to 5, right? Where I'm at, I'm fine picking up and working whenever I can. But having this income come in too, it's amazing. I fit it all through everywhere I can. My kids are in skating, kids are in school. I'm shuffling 3 part-time jobs. Like, I'm all over the place. My boyfriend and I have a hunting page. We're sponsored Cabela's. We're constantly back and forth. I feel like I'm kind of like all over the place, but you fit in wherever you can.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. And I find that busy people are like the best at fitting more in. I don't know how, but like somehow busy people fit more in.
You have to, right? Like, I've been driving and I'm like telling my kid, hold the steering wheel. I just got to send this out quick. And they're like, Mom, quit. I got to send it out quick.
That's hilarious.
But it's just like, I'm telling you, I signed up and I made my money back within my first 30 days and everything else after that has been profit. Yeah. Like, I'm not telling you, like, being homesick for 5 days, missing out on my pay from work, and literally laying with a Kleenex stuffed up one of my nostrils. And I look at Brandon and I'm like, I just made my bonus. I'm getting paid Thursday. Life's good. I love it.
That is fantastic. And I love, you know what I think is like a big difference. And I love that like your part-time job is kind of just like there and you enjoy going to it. But I think you treat this is your plan A, right? Yeah. This is your constant, your plan A. Your like other job is your plan B. That's kind of fun to go and do when you get hours, Too many people treat this business like their plan B, and that's what it will stay.
Yep.
You need to treat this like your plan A, and that's exactly it. It's going to be a hell of a lot more. And exactly like you said, when you're sick and you're like, because you were consistent before that, because you were had all those potentials already, when you're sick and laying in bed, you could just follow up and check in with people, and like you're already halfway to your bonus. So there you go, completed. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
Like, Shannon, do you not get that rush like when you tracker
Oh yeah.
change?
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, I just need this much more, and you know what I mean? Or if you see your food changing, it's like, oh my gosh, we're almost there. It's
Yes.
such
Oh my
right?
God.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm an adrenaline junkie, and I'm really glad that this is how I get my adrenaline. I think there's probably worse things I could be doing for adrenaline. But yeah, just signing those customers and having those distributors, and even just getting those messages of customers that are getting their fantastic results. Like all of those things are just, and I love too that you were talking about the community, right?
Yep.
Like for a lot of people, it's not about income, it's not about time, it's the community of amazing
Yep.
women, and the mindset that they bring us up, and it's just so supportive, right?
Yep.
Like there is just so much positivity. I love waking up to it every day. And I love too that you touched on mental health, because that is such a big thing. Like I can tell you, I've gone through a lot of mental health, and it's actually one of the issues I had with one of my old jobs. So the same with you, being able to wake up and, you know what, I need to put my phone down for a few hours while I like compose myself and figure my day out, and then okay, now I can go back to it for half an hour and ease into it, right? And it's there when you make the time. And all of that. And I love that so much. Okay, so where did we get to in our question? So what keeps you motivated? Obviously money. Money is definitely motivating. Bonuses, adrenaline, all those things. But do you have like goals? Like what's on your dream board?
Money is a big thing to me. Dream board wise, I find myself, which I struggle with. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. So Dana's mentioned quite a few times, like, get your dream boards down. Let us know. I don't feel like I'm there yet, and that's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's okay, right?
Yeah.
But dream wise, in the long run, I would just like to be financially secure. Honestly, with 3 kids, we have so much extra expenses to do. I can't talk about a home because I love my home. I can't talk about what I need. Everything, So for me, it's literally just having that financial security in the bank, to where
so you could
like,
even say like maybe your dream board is to have like $10,000 in savings, right? That's on your dream board, or like your kids' education is paid for. That's perfect to put on your dream board.
And
yeah.
That is a big thing to me, because I came with Brandon with my 2, right? Like my 2 kids. So for me coming in as a single mom, oh my gosh, I would love to have 10 to 15 grand each in a bank for Aubrey and Riker, and just have no worries. And you know what? Let's make this let's make this a statement tonight. Let's rehash in 5 years, and let me tell you how much I'm gonna have in a bank account.
I'm writing it down in my calendar 5 years from today, Stacey.
Let's do it, because for me, and when you mention that, actually, that is my dream. Now that you mention it, if I could have at least 10 to 15 grand in each kid's account, would be amazing to me.
Yeah, and that just like that.
Gosh, I love that.
Goosebumps, guys, because like so much of what we do is about like ourselves and growing things, but it's also about, in a sense, like the legacy that we're leaving, right? Like what are we giving to our kids back from what we're doing that never would be possible for people that are 9 to 5 and living paycheck to paycheck. Like university and college funds don't happen. They don't. And then in the long run, you're setting your kids up for success in their future, right? Which is, gives me all the feels.
Like, I never thought of it that way. And I love that you mentioned that, because you know what? That's my goal.
I love it. I love it. Now you write it down. Now you've got a big dream board. You're gonna put college fund.
Yes. I would love that.
I love it. I love
Love
it. Okay, so do you organize your day or like how do you find time to like fit all of this in? Or is it just kind of like whenever?
So I know when I first started, my biggest thing was to get familiarized with boards.
Yeah.
I wanted to get familiarized with scripts, the prices. I actually went in and looked at top follower or top leaders. My cousin Dana, who is my top leader, I went through everything. I tried to figure out what's her top sales. What is she mostly promoting? What are people interested in? Right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Coffee and gummies. Okay.
Yeah.
So I went through our stories chat and I literally saved everything. From the day that I signed up with Dana, I honestly can say I've probably missed one day
Yeah.
as
Wow.
I am a competitive. I
Yeah.
want to win. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to make sure because when you
Yeah.
start this, you want to grow your network, right?
Yes.
So since I started every single day, all
Yeah.
my downtime, I'm constantly adding people.
Oh, I
All
love
my
that.
time, I'm constantly searching top leaders. I'm saving what I'm going to post the next day.
Yeah.
Like I
Um,
am literally behind the scenes, seeing what's working for others, and I
yeah.
want to get right.
Yeah.
So I see what I'm watching, what works. I'm seeing
Mhm.
what doesn't, type of thing. So, I just save content.
Mhm.
I kind of forget
Yeah.
what your point of
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, no, no, no. It's literally just like when you find time through the
When,
day, like do you have a certain time you send hat messages or like a certain time you do your
okay,
follow-ups, or it is just kind of whenever you have a moment?
I will tell you guys, it is literally every single chance I get.
Yeah.
Okay. If
Yeah.
I'm busy, like say I'm up in the morning, I'm packing kids' lunches,
Yeah.
I send them and it's like, oh man, I haven't checked my phone yet. I go on there. When I'm on there, I literally zoom through, do what I can while I'm on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm when it comes to follow-ups,
Yeah.
follow-ups are huge.
Yes.
Huge, huge, huge. Following up on your haps, going back to
Mhm.
your saved haps, that's
Yeah.
huge, which
Yeah.
I'm still working on. I posted up a bunch of haps the other night and I totally forgot about them. Not that I forgot about them. I checked
No.
on the comments
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
checked today, 4 or 5 days later, there's
Yeah.
like a bunch of comments I still have to
Yeah.
reply to. So all through my downtime, every chance I get,
Yeah.
I am on my phone sending those out and following up.
Yeah.
Follow up.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. So I'm gonna rewind a bit because I love talking about adding. How do you add? Everyone is always like, where do I add from? Like, where's the best places? Do you have like a system and you're like, okay, 10 here, 10 here. So you don't get blocked from adding too, right? Like Facebook is tricky.
Yeah. So when it comes to adding for me, I don't add anybody that has 50 more friends mutual.
Okay.
So if like you see suggestions,
Mhm.
if you see they have 48 friends in common,
Yeah.
I'm kind of gonna shuffle over and I'm gonna add the person who has 4 to 5
Right.
because chances are that person who has 50 mutual friends probably seen a hap that I already shared or a hap that was already posted. So I'm going to add 1 to 3, 1 to 5,
Yeah.
not crazy amount of mutual friends.
Yeah.
I do like my mother, for instance. I went through my mother's Facebook and I added like a
Yeah.
shit her and though when you get like those
Love
not
that.
many, but a few people actually message you,
Ah,
hey,
yeah.
hey, I see you added me. Do I know you?
Yes.
Like I actually wrote down I had 5 people so when I started, I had 700 Facebook friends. Back in March, I'm up to just under 2,000.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's
Guys, I
amazing.
had 5 people message me and say,
Yeah.
hey, I see you added me. Do I know you?
Right. Right.
So I use my mother a lot
Mhm.
because when they message me like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm Glenda's daughter. You don't know me? And they're like, oh, yes, okay. It's fine. But Shannon, I will tell you,
That's awesome.
85% of my sales are from
Mhm. Right.
are from people that I recently added who are on there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, when I
Yeah.
first started, your first month, you're gonna get your family or
Yeah.
close friends wanting to support you.
Mhm.
I'm telling you right now, I've had a best friend for 15 years. Do you think she's gonna budge and buy my products? No.
No.
She's like, sorry, Ace, you do you. I don't want none
Yeah.
of that. I'm like, really? Even if we have it? No, she
Yeah.
ain't. So
Mhm.
I just love how you just grow your network. You stay consistent with your stories. You stay consistent with your posting, lifestyle, product, business opportunity. Show yourself. If you're being a hot mess, being lazy on the couch,
Yeah.
post it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one wants to buy from someone who is perfect because
Yeah.
we're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
No.
I'm telling you right now, I've never had a conversation with someone and related to them by being perfect.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
gonna relate.
Yes.
I'm gonna relate to you because your kid's being a little shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to comment on your story and be like, really? Your kid did that? Mine too. What a shit.
Right. Right. I know one of my favorite things to do is send voice notes while the kids are screaming in the background, because then they're like, oh, you're a real person and you're like actually momming right now. Like people are like,
Yes.
no, I can't do it right now. My kids are crazy. And I'm like, no, do it. That's like the perfect time.
I love that. I love it. I had a conversation with one of my downlines today,
Yeah.
and oh, I love her. She's been so consistent. She is a freaking hap queen. And she messaged me, or we had a conversation this morning, and we were kind of going over like little tweaks we can change,
Yeah.
try to get this BOGO sale going, or just, like, and I told her voice clips.
Yes.
It drives me nuts. But you know what? She's like, what do you do? What do you do when someone wants, like, replies to your hap? Yeah, if I'm lazy, I'll go and I'll copy a script, send it out. Right? But those voice clips in between there, especially distributors, I can send them a few scripts, but they want that voice. They want that relate. I don't know how to explain it. Like you just,
Mhm.
you know
You're
what I
real.
mean?
You're real. You're not a bot.
I'm
You're not a
real.
bot on the other side.
And you know
Yeah.
what, Shannon? If
Mhm.
I'm voice clipping and my kid's in the background,
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck. Sorry, my kid's behind me. Let me start. Because I'm real. We're all
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's exactly it. That's so real. It's so real. And then too, it's like people don't think that they have to be perfect to do this, because it's like, oh, all these people that are like doing all these things and are busy and have kids screaming, I could do that. Like that's something I could do too. Like you want them to be able to visualize their life doing what we're doing. And I love that so much. Okay, best tips to organize your day. Yeah. Is there something you do first? Something you do last?
Okay, so I hear my alarm in the morning. Everyone is still asleep, and I literally post to my story. I try on a good night, depending on how the night goes, I try to prep my stories, prep my posts the night before. But a lot of the times you just wing it. So if I am talking about coffee or our Christmas deals one day, the next morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go through my phone, see if I have messages, and I am going to go in and select a bunch of stuff for my stories. And that's what I'm promoting today.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I love that.
To follow-ups, I know Dana mentioned to me where she writes her follow-ups down.
Yep.
She's way organized than me. We're blood, but we're not the same because I'm all over the place. So I've never written down a follow-up. I literally find all through my my nicks and crannies through the day. I'm scrolling down, I
Yeah,
haven't talked to someone for a while, the BOGO sale today, I
right.
went all the way back to, I believe it was May, conversations
Wow.
with potentials. And you know what? One girl said, yes, let's do this. I'm ready. From May.
Yeah.
I was like, holy man, okay, good, cool.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. And then that's literally just scrolling down, or are you searching like keywords in Messenger? Just scrolling.
No, I'm scrolling,
Scrolling. Okay.
which I kind of want to change up because I find as I am growing and as
Mhm.
the longer I'm in this, it's almost too much to keep up with. It was
Yeah.
good for the first bit, but now I'm like
Yeah.
scrolling down and then I'll like get sidetracked. Like, really? That's how we ended our conversation? I gotta get back. You know what I
Right.
mean? It can
Yes.
be overwhelming, but if you see the big picture,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's worth
And no, that's so true. It's the big picture, and it's growing your network and having that long-term vision. This is not a weak business. It's not
no.
a weak business that if you join this, you are in this for the long run. You have to have like your 3 month, your 6 month, your vision, what you want in a year. Like keep going, keep growing. It doesn't matter what's happening today or specifically tomorrow, but all those things together are
Yeah.
what lead you to where you want to go. I
Yeah.
love that so much. Okay, so last question for you is non-negotiables. Things that you will not go to sleep without making sure are done.
Finalizing an order,
Yeah.
which I was really busy today and I have 3 people that I need to get back with. Thankfully, they're my family. So once I'm done, I'm going to go in and be like, hey, call me. I'm ready to do this. Let's
Yeah.
finalize it. Done. If not, it's tomorrow. But finalizing orders. Another thing is checking on HAPs
Yeah.
before I go to bed. I'm going through my saved. I'm just checking up on everything. And I don't know if this helps anything, but I find when I'm bored, I'm
Mhm.
going through my stories, I'm looking at my viewers.
Okay.
I'm looking at who reacts, who likes it. I've gotten a few customers by just literally seeing a reaction or a like to my story or something,
Yeah.
and I'll reach out to them. I've gotten a distributor that way, and I've gotten a loyal customer that way.
That's
So
amazing.
I will have to say, no negotiable has to be done is finalize orders and
Oh. She cut herself off early. Okay, but I think she's talking about finalizing orders, making sure she has checked her story views and checked perhaps, which are absolutely fantastic tips. I love doing something similar in the evening. I love checking my HAPs and sending those messages and messaging people for HAPs. And I don't reply to anyone. I don't care if they answer me right away. I am not replying to them till the morning. I do it right before I go to sleep. And then it's done because you're waking up to all kinds of yeses and people answering from saying, hey, you're interested in this product. And then it's streamlined in the morning. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so thank you so much, Stacy, for hopping on. You and Allie are absolutely fantastic to learn from, and I'm absolutely loving this. And now I'm super excited to introduce the person who has taught them. So if we loved what they had to say, welcome Dana. She is a diamond with our company, and she is going to tell us, first of all, a little bit how she got started and how she heard that works.
Hey guys. Okay. Don't know where Stacy went, but she was like, hey, peace out. Oh my God, that was funny. Okay. I checked my phone, haven't seen anything from her. So I think she just lost connection.
She's just got
Anyways.
busy going to do all those finalizing of the orders. That's what it was.
This reminds me, let me go finalize that. Okay, so first, I got so emotional just sitting here watching Allie and Stacy, the growth that these girls have had in just the past few months. They both have not even been here for a full year yet.
Yeah.
And just watching their growth is just, it blows my mind. Um, and the funny thing is both of them had come to me, which blows my mind. I had no idea that Allie was following my posts. I had no idea. She didn't really comment on stuff. I didn't know until she approached me and was like, okay, how do I do what you're doing? And I was like, who are you? You know? So just seeing how far they've come and listening to them speak with such confidence. These are girls that were like, I don't want to do a voice note. And now they voice note every day. They're on a Zoom. Like, it blows my mind. I get messages from Allie. I wake up every morning and I have a message from Allie. What are you doing? Did you get your stuff done? What did you do today? I got this many halves up. How many have you gotten up? I'm like, girl, I'm just rolling out of bed. She fires me up and literally messages me every day. If I don't hear from her, I think out of the years she's been here, I don't think we've missed a day where I don't wake up to a message from her. And I love it. So I'm gonna jump right into my story. So basically, I was watching a girl for 2 years. I knew her personally, but she didn't. Oh, Stacy, welcome back. We've moved on, just so you know, but you did great. I just talked all about you.
Okay, I am sorry, you guys. My phone died,
It's okay.
but you can go right ahead, Dana, and take over.
All right. I was talking about how proud I am of you and how much growth I've seen in you. So you'll have to watch the replay to see all that because I'm not going to get all teary-eyed again.
What, you were
anyways,
crying?
so I watched a girl for 2 years. I knew her personally, but we kind of like weren't connected with each other for years. Like we didn't really talk to each other for at least 4 years. Now, 2 years, I've been watching her just killing it in her business. Every day she would pop up, posting about her kids, posting about what she was doing, posting about all her freedom. She would shout out these goals. Like I remember she really, really wanted this Jeep. And as a single mom of, no, sorry, she wasn't single at the time, but her hubby was struggling with cancer. And so she was actually paying for all the bills. And I remember watching her story and how she was able to do this from her online gig. And I was like, what? And then she was talking about this Jeep that she really, really wanted to purchase. And so I would watch her shout out these goals and then she would hit it. And I was like, what? Like, how did you just buy a Jeep? She was talking about how she earned a $10,000 bonus. And I was really skeptical. And I was like, there's no way, you know, I came from another company. I worked a company called Arbonne. I'm going to say it. Shannon, I believe you came from there too. So I tried this company and it just didn't work for me. I felt like I was just spending money. People would earn vehicles, but really it was just leased. It wasn't theirs, right? So when I watched that, I was like, skeptical. I doubt she owns that. I doubt there's a $10,000 bonus. I just was really, really skeptical. You know, coming from a business where I was spending money, not earning money. So I just continued watching her. I was ghostly watching her. Okay. So when we say consistency is key, we mean it. She had no idea. Every Wednesday, she would go live. Every single Wednesday, it was coffee with Kat is what it was. And she would literally make her coffee and talk about nothing, talk about what she was doing. And I was like every Wednesday making my coffee that wasn't fat burning because I was stupid at the time. And I would literally watch her live and it was about nothing but the consistency. And I felt like I knew her. I knew that her girls were in gymnastics or I knew what they were doing. And I just felt like I was a part of her life, which was so bizarre because I wasn't. And yeah, I was really, really drawn to that. Watching her stories every day, watching what she was doing, watching her life just change. And I watched her gradually go up in her business. So finally, one day, first, I ended up trying the products and I ended up loving them. So I reached out. It wasn't even to her. It was actually somebody just selling it like their stock. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy that. And I fell in love. It was actually skincare. It was hair, skin, and nails, and the Refresh facial wash. And at the time, I actually had acne, and I tried everything to get rid of it. And I'm somebody who's like not into medicine, so I would hear Accutane and all this stuff, and it wasn't for me. So I tried everything to help with my skin. And when I tried the Refresh facial wash, I was hooked. It was like the best thing ever. I haven't had acne since. I was obsessed. So I was like, okay, like I like the products. Maybe I can join the company and get it for free, because it was pricey in my head. So I was like, you know what? I could get it cheaper. And also I have a student loan. I could maybe pay off my interest. So every single month I needed to pay $250 just to keep my huge student loan from like going up higher. Like that was paying off the interest, $250 every single month. So I'm like, if I made enough to cover that and get my Refresh facial wash, I'm good to go. So that's what I decided to do. So I jumped in. I was insanely busy, so I didn't think I would have time to do this business at all. So I went to school for social work. So I was working at Child and Family Services, supervised access. Supervised access is where when parents split up, I would do the visitation between the parent who didn't have custody and the child, and I would do the case notes for court. And that was basically a huge part of my job. Now, the other thing I did is I owned my own cleaning company, Busy Deeds Cleaning. So literally, I cleaned all the time. I cleaned a foot clinic at nighttime, and I also cleaned residential. So I was busy. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week, and I had 2 kids full-time in hockey. And when I say full-time, I'm saying like 8 hours at the rink. So like a full Saturday at the rink, a full Sunday. Their schedules are all over the place. Sometimes we have practices every single day of the week. Sometimes it's 3 days a week. You never know till you get your schedule. So I'm really, really busy person. Not to mention I have a dog, 2 cats. Like when people come into this business and they tell me, I don't have the time to send out messages, I'm like, yes, you do, because I am busy. So anyways, I decided to just jump in, and it's changed my life. It has absolutely changed my life. And I was actually able to leave all those jobs. So I loved my jobs. So don't get me wrong, I loved everything about them. But, I didn't really have much time with my kids. So, picking them up from the arena, missing their games, choosing which school event I was going to go to. We were planning to have another baby. I just felt like it was just too much. But anyways, I didn't leave my job right away. I started doing this job every nook and cranny of my day. So on my lunch break, usually me and the girls would go out to a restaurant. And now I started like making my own lunch. And I was like, you know what? I just need like a break. I'm going to go in the back room. And I was like on my phone. And I just needed that time, and it became like very addictive. Like I loved it. Being creative with my stories, being creative with my posting, having a reason to be on social media, not just like mindlessly scrolling. I was actually doing it with intent to get paid for doing so. And I loved it. And the extra money was really, really nice. Now, my husband's a minor. I was a social worker. Obviously, we had a good paycheck, but it's kind of weird because like at the time we felt like we had no money. We were literally paycheck to paycheck because we were too busy to even pay attention to what was coming in. We were spending it as it was coming in. There were so many nights where we were just leaving the hockey arena, getting fast food on our way home, even though we had groceries in the fridge, and we were just like throwing away fresh food because we were constantly eating out. It was just crazy busy. Our life was just chaotic. And like doing the job that I have now, everything has completely slowed down. So I feel like I'm going off topic.
No, you are good.
No?
I'm loving it because
Okay.
it's all about fitting this in, right? Like how do you find the time? I love that on your lunch hour. I feel like people forget
Yes.
about that time. You know what I mean? It's like you can be eating and texting and you're probably scrolling anyways. So you might as well send some messages. So obviously when people first get started, and like you said, you didn't quit those jobs right away because it can take some time, right? To build up your income. You're not 2 days in and replacing 60 hours of work in a week. Like probably not. If you do, I'm very, very impressed and you're gonna be on the next Zoom. But so how do you like stay focused when you were so new in the business and still finding the time when you felt like maybe you weren't making that much from it?
Okay. So, hold on a second. I had like so many notes here. Okay. So basically my first paycheck was $60. $60.
Yeah,
And
me too.
when I
Me too.
think back to that, I was like, wow, like people are doing exactly what I did. Like all the work I did to make my $60 paycheck, they're now making like $800 in just a bonus. That's not even their paycheck. And I'm like, what? Like the way the company has advanced just blows my mind. Now,
Mhm.
what kept me going is the fact that every single paycheck went up. Even though it was a little bit, every paycheck went up. And the thing is I was in complete control because if I wasn't working, it was only going up a little bit, like it was just doing a
Yeah.
bit. But when
Yeah.
I actually powered down and I got my HAPs up and I was following up and everything, my paycheck was like doubling. And then I
Right.
was like, oh, there's like potential here because when I first started, I did not know the potential. So that girl that I followed for 2 years and joined her, she like when
Yeah.
I signed up, she basically stopped. So now here I am with this gift
Yeah.
and I have nobody to lead me.
Yeah.
I was very lost. I didn't know about Zooms. I didn't know that there was a community. I didn't know much about anything. So everything I did, I basically learned for myself.
Yeah.
And the thing is when I first started,
Mhm.
I was basically doing everything for myself,
Yeah.
right? Like seeing a bonus, I want to get it. I want that income. I need a distributor for this.
Yeah.
I need a customer for that. And the
Mhm.
biggest eye-opening thing in my business was
Mhm.
changing that mindset from me to how can I help you? And
Mhm.
that is what blew up my business
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
now I don't
Yeah.
see it as what am I getting out of it? It's like
Mhm.
I got this gift handed to me and I made something out of it all on
Yeah.
my own.
Yeah.
So who can I help give this gift to and change
Yes.
their life? And I
Yes.
look at Ali and Stacy and I'm like
Mhm. Oh,
watching their life
yeah.
progress. I remember Stacy signing up and her man was like, can you really make money? Boy, did she show him. Like she got
No
her
kidding.
success bonus. She
Yeah.
she did his account. She signed him
Yeah.
up. He was getting paychecks. And she's like, really? Like, check this
Yeah.
out. And that just it's amazing what you can do and you're in complete control. So, anyways,
Mhm.
just seeing my paycheck always doubling was huge for me. I had a big goal. Like I
Yeah.
was going on mat leave. So
Okay.
my whole goal with this was I was going to set myself up. And then when I went on mat leave, I was going to have like all this extra money coming in. Okay. Things didn't go as planned. When my 6 week old, when he was 6 weeks old, he had to go for emergency surgery and things just kind of fell apart. And then COVID happened. So it was busy. And then before I knew it, it was time for me to go back to work. And in that moment of having to go back to work, I did one shift where I left my son for 7 hours
Yeah.
and I went to work and I was like, this isn't the life I want. I
Mhm.
don't want this. And I have this potential to do something great with what I was handed. And I just didn't fully see the picture.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just decided to leave all my full-time jobs
Yeah.
and really run with this.
Yeah.
And it's changed my life. I have tripled my income.
Yeah.
I've tripled the
Oh my
time with
God.
my family,
Yeah.
which blows my mind. I'm home
Crazy.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's having a parent at home has been life changing for us only because
Mhm.
of, I mean, COVID, for example.
Yeah.
I remember seeing people posting on social media, like, what are people doing for childcare? Like all the daycares are booked up. I can't do this. You know, I got let go of my job, layoffs because like people just couldn't do anything. And I felt such a sense of relief. As much as I loved my job as I did, it was just the freedom for me. And it was such a relief that I don't have that stress or worry anymore.
Mhm.
We had 35 snow days last year. 35 snow days. And I didn't have to worry for any of them. I remember having to like go outside, scrape off the car, load the kids up. I'm late for work because I could only drop the kids off at 8:25 and I had to be at work for 8:30. So I would have to like drop them off. I would be like 10, 15 minutes late. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I had to drop the kids off, snow day. And the thing is employments don't I mean, they care for you, but it's
Mhm.
like it's up to you to figure it out.
Yeah.
Find a ride for your kids. Do this, do
Yeah.
that. It's like I just love not having that stress anymore. So yeah, I'm not sure if I answered
Yeah.
your
No,
question.
no, and that's awesome. And I'm just gonna run with that too. But you're right. Like a lot of jobs, you're another person, you're another number. They don't care what's going on with your kids and your family. They don't care if you're sick. They just expect you to show up. And our company is so different because like we are their people, right? Without us, they would not be anywhere. And they appreciate that so much, right? Which is why they pay us so much freaking money. Which is fantastic. And they just layer on the bonuses and they always come out with something right when we need it, right? Like today they just like, they brought it. They brought it to keep December going. And I love too that you just had the vision, right? And at C. Levy this year, not one of, Mark Pentecost, like his speech to us was cut the rope, cut off the rest and run. And that's exactly what you did, right? And your success shows that. You went, it was your plan A, you cut the rope, everything else. See you later. This was it. This was gonna work.
Oh, I
Okay,
do want to
so
mention one thing.
yeah.
One rule that I have with myself is anytime I pick up my phone. So I have a rule, like I pick up this phone like
Just
way too
now?
much during the day. So my main rule is every time I pick it up, I have to do something for my business. Doesn't matter what it is. So if I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm cooking and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to scroll for a second, I have to add a friend. I have to add somebody. I need to get a message out, or I need a post, or I need to add to my story. It doesn't matter what it is, but
Yeah.
that has been life changing.
That's
Because the
good.
amount of
I
times you
like
pick this up, like I will pick it up to look up a phone number
Yeah.
or to text somebody or whatever it is, but it's in my hand now. I have to do something for my business.
Ooh.
And that's been huge. So the amount of work I get done in a day now, just because of that, has been life changing. I'm adding people throughout the day without realizing because every time I pick up my dang phone, I'm adding a friend. And another thing is, I want to talk about how important consistency is and how huge it increases your pay. Because I
Yeah.
just want to paint a picture for you guys. I was working my social work job for 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So every 5 years you get a
Mhm.
raise.
Okay.
Okay. So I was
Yeah.
really excited to hit my 5-year mark because
Yeah.
that means I got a pay raise, right? So I remember just waiting for the clock to hit so that
Yeah.
it would kick in. So I was on the system and I checked and it was 19 cents. So so it's
Oh my
that means
God.
every hour that I'm getting paid, I'm getting paid an additional 19 cents. Okay.
Oh my
Now,
God.
the girls I was working with were so pumped about this pay raise. And I was thinking, yeah, but like with my company, I can make that with just like a couple customers.
Yeah.
No, or not even a couple, like a half of a customer.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I can do that so quickly by just signing. So it kind of opened my mind and I was like,
Mhm.
wow. And then when I think about it, I have been with It Works for 4 years. Okay. So a year less than I worked with my other businesses.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, in those 4 years, I have gotten a $10,000 bonus for my
Mhm.
diamond bonus, a 5,000
Yeah.
re-ring bonus, a 5,000 Christmas cash, a multiple $4,000 success bonuses, all the 200s and 470s, like weekly, 200, 470, 200, 470.
Mhm.
Like it is mind blowing. My paid trip to Sea La Vie, to Punta Cana, was paid for me and my husband.
Mhm.
Mont Tremblant. Um, we are now 100% debt free. When I was working 70 hours a week, we were so far in debt. I had my student loan, we had a line of credit, we had a truck payment. All of that's gone because of this business. So to me, that blows my mind. I didn't
Mhm.
get an 19-cent raise. I
Yeah.
literally showed up to my business every single day, and I've earned everything that I just said to you guys, plus some,
Yeah.
not 19
Yeah.
cents. I took this business and just showed up daily, and it's changed my life. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I love that too, because you're so right. It's what we put in, and we get to decide, and we actually get paid for our efforts. Can't even tell you how much it sucks sitting beside someone that you are at your job working your hardest and they're like snacking and you're getting paid the same. Like, whose
Yes.
idea was that? Like, I'm not here for that. I'm here to like work hard, and that's it. You control everything that you're doing, everything that you bring in. It's on us. I love that. Okay, so now that obviously you're home, it looks a little bit different than before, and it was great that you were like working on your lunch break and stuff. But even like now, three busy boys, so much hockey. How and when in your day are you finding time for the business? Do you kind of time block? Is it all over? Is it what are you doing?
Everywhere. Every chance I get, I will be in
Yeah.
line at the store, and I'm like, how many
Ooh.
messages like how many people are in front of me? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like excited
Ooh.
when I have a moment to stand in line,
Yeah.
and most people dread it, and I'm like, no, I'm making money. Like I can
Yeah.
literally just like pump out a few messages, or if people said that they were going to hap for me but they didn't get
Yeah.
the haps up, I can check in and be like, hey girl, I'm entering those names, like did you get a chance to get those haps up or
Yeah.
the hap up for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And usually they're like, oh no, I forgot, I'll do that now. And like I'm just getting haps up as I'm standing in line. So that's been great. Another thing is hockey.
Yeah.
So, waiting for my kids to go on. Now, that's not all the time
Mhm.
because often I do have my 3-year-old with me, which, the hockey arena can be
Mhm.
busy, it can be dangerous. So it's
Mhm.
not always easy to do that, but
Mhm.
I make sure my husband is driving
Yeah.
all the time. Anytime we go out, he is driving as much. I love driving
Mhm.
too,
Yeah.
but from going from point A to point B
Mhm.
while he's driving, I'm working.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
we're just sitting there anyways. So I'm just like pumping up messages. I'm adding to my network. I'm getting a post up. I'm
Yeah.
documenting that, hey, we're like on our way to wherever in my story.
Right.
So you can just do so much.
Mhm.
Another thing is making supper is a huge one. While I'm waiting for stuff to boil, whatever is happening in the kitchen is a main time that I love to pump out voice notes. So I love to just like pop on there and just like say whatever I need to say, stirring my stuff. What else? Yeah, that's about it. I love doing what Stacey and Ali mentioned of getting your post ready the night before. I love
Mhm.
having posts ready to just pump up. And yeah, I make sure to do my story every single morning. But right now,
Mhm.
don't go look at my story because I'm having a hard time. So I've been talking to a lot of
Yes.
people and they're saying that they're having a hard time with Instagram and Facebook.
Mhm.
So I'm praying that it's back to normal tomorrow.
Mhm.
If not, um, I have to log out, but I don't want to lose my drafts of all my reels. So anyways, haven't had a story up and it's
I
killing
wonder
me.
if maybe you need an iPhone.
Next, what's your next question?
Had to throw that in there. Had to throw
I
that in
know.
there.
You're evil.
Okay, so obviously, what has kept you kind of motivated for doing more, right? Right? Where's this taking you? What's on your dream board?
Oh my goodness, so much. If I could show you my dream board from 4 years ago, I have knocked every single thing of my dream board off. And the thing is when I first started, I didn't want to show anything out because I had that fear of like, what if I don't succeed? What if I don't make it? That's embarrassing. You know, I was always so nervous. Oh, and also like letting myself down. Like I have that competitive feel too. So it's like I want to make it happen, but like sometimes my goals and my dreams are too big. So, you know, one of my goals, which I've talked about multiple times on Zooms, is a goal of mine was to buy my husband a boat. And I say my husband because he's never owned a boat. I grew up in a boat. I'm Newfie, well, half Newfie. So I lived in a boat. We had a houseboat. We were out there 5 days a week. Like we basically grew up in a boat. Whereas my husband, he didn't really have a father figure for a long time, and he didn't really have a boat. And anytime that he came out with my family and I, he loved it. And we would always talk about one day we're going to have a boat. One day we're going to have a boat. And I set a goal and I was like, I'm going to shout it out. So I started posting it on Facebook. Can't wait to get a boat. This is a dream. This is like the style of boat I want. Does anybody know any for sale? Would you get this kind or this kind? And I just started manifesting it. And when I got my bonuses, I went and paid for one cash, and I told my husband we have a boat, and it was amazing. And I think back now when I was so scared to shout it out, and I'm just like, I'm so happy that I did that and I shouted it out, as well as a pool. I wanted to get my kids a pool. A pool is expensive, not just the pool itself, the heater, the ladder, digging out the area, making the bait, like it's a lot of money. And I was able to get that for my kids with my bonus for Easter. And it was like an Easter surprise. And I'm like, so what I'm trying to say is the things that keep me motivated is like being able to hit these milestones, being able to hit these goals, and not just my viewers watching it, my family watching it. My boys are so proud. Like my son is into working out now, and he was like pulling up our It Works with his buddies at high school, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm looking for this and this, and you guys got Hydrate and all this stuff. And I was like, I have my own website. And he's like, you do? And it was just really cool. I'm like, yeah, it's like Dana Gervais. And I'm like showing him the website. And it's like that pride, right? Like it feels really good. And going on trips and having your kids realize that, you're able to just jump up and go, and they're watching you be able to have that freedom and doing it for yourself, right?
No, that's so true. That is so, so true. And I love to, like, you might not even notice this, but back to the duplication, exactly why you joined, you watched someone show their goals all over Facebook, right? And she achieved them. So I love that that's then what you're going and doing. Because guys, one of my favorite quotes is success leaves clues, right? Just like Stacy said, she's going and seeing what top leaders are doing. What are they doing? What can I duplicate that's working for them? What else can I do, right? Constantly learning and adapting and growing and shifting with the business. And I absolutely love that. You probably didn't even know that, right? That following her, and then that's exactly what you went and did. And that brings in all more people. Yeah, right? An outside perspective after hearing it. Okay, so best tips to organize your day. Is there like a specific order that you do things in? How do you make sure that everything gets done?
No, I'm a hot mess mom. I will be honest with you guys. I have no system. I have no. So, okay. I go through periods. Okay. So I will go through seasons, is what I call it,
Mhm.
where I will have a month where I am like on point. I am block scheduling. I know
Ooh.
where the kids' shoes are. Like I know my shit and it's great. And then I have other times where I'm like writing down all my follow-ups. I'm writing everything down. I have other months where I just scroll and I'll scroll forever, like Stacy was talking about. I have other months where I'm like, I didn't follow up this month. That's why I'm not signing. And I'm just like, I literally have all the seasons. And the thing is I want to preach that being a hot mess mom is fine. It is completely fine. Just show up.
Mhm.
That's all you need to do. You don't have to have your shit together. You just need to show up. So
Mhm.
my biggest tip is like, make sure you show up. Don't overthink it. Like
Mhm.
that was my
Mhm.
biggest flaw when I first started was I would overthink
Mhm.
stuff. I would be like,
Mhm.
oh, this girl does it this way. Okay, like I'm gonna do it like that. And I would like spend all this time and all this effort trying to show up the way that leader was showing up for her business. And then it wasn't working and things were crumbling.
Mhm.
And then I would go on another Zoom and I would watch somebody else talk about this is how I
Mhm.
do it. I'm like, oh, but she said that. Okay, I'm just gonna forget what she said. I'm gonna try this. And I would just try everything this girl did. And I'm like, man, it's
Mhm.
not that easy. Like, how are they making
Mhm.
it seem like this is all you need to do, or this is all you need to do? It's because they found systems that work for
Mhm.
them. Like
Yes.
even being away in Mont Tremblant with Shannon, I was watching the way
Mhm.
she works her business, and I was like, show me. How did you do that? And I would try it. And some things are for me, and some things
Mhm.
I'm just like, I'm just not there yet. I don't have
Mhm.
that much green in me,
Yeah,
but it's
very green, very
fascinating. And
green. Yeah.
there's a part of me that wants it. But the thing is,
Mhm.
it's like my biggest advice is like find what works for you. You
Yes.
don't have to be like this leader or that leader. You can have like
Mhm.
you can be little pieces of every single leader. You can just be yourself. Just
Mhm.
the main thing is show up. Doesn't matter how. And every day isn't the same. So
Yes.
I don't know what is in store for me tomorrow. I have 3 kids. Like one of them tried to fake being sick today. You never know because he didn't like his haircut. So you never know what's in store for you. So just go with the flow. Like you
Yeah.
literally just need to just like go with it. Some days I wake
Mhm.
up and I have everything done in order. I'm like, my
Mhm.
story's done, my post is
Mhm.
done, I have all my follow-ups done, I checked in with all my haps,
Yeah.
and I've already signed a customer and a distributor this
Yeah.
morning,
Yeah.
you know, feeling
Done.
good. Then I have other mornings where I'm like, oh my God, where is my coffee? Like,
Yeah.
I need to do my story. And it's okay.
Can
So
I
I
just
just
can
wanted
I
to go
just
with the
chip in
flow.
here for a second, you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just wanted to say because people recently joining our teams and stuff
Yeah.
and joining this business,
Yeah.
they look up to top leaders and people
Mhm.
like Shannon and Dana, like,
Mhm.
oh, I want to be like them. How do I get there? The thing that like I keep to myself that keeps me
Mhm.
humble is that they're just like me.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. We're all
Yeah.
trying to do it.
Yeah.
We all literally have days where we wake up and we're like,
Mhm.
you know, kicking the kids out the door or doing this. We just do it. And that's where it comes back to consistency. You have to see your goal. You have to, you know what I mean?
Mhm. I love it. I love it. It's so
Yeah.
true. It is so true. Like in a sense, like rank doesn't mean anything, right?
No.
It's a little bit of experience and what we can share. But yeah, we are the same as you guys. We are living this crazy
Actually,
life. Mhm.
Shannon, what you just said, rank doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
When we were in Mont Tremblant, there
Yeah.
was a double diamond.
She's
Okay.
triple, I think.
Oh, sorry, a
Triple.
triple
Yeah.
diamond, making the amount of an ambassador.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, that's mind blowing. It does not matter what
Yeah.
rank you are. If you are showing up consistently,
Mhm.
there's leaders out there that don't want the big
Yeah.
name. They don't want to be
Yeah.
far up there. They just want that the
Mhm.
income. And I
Mhm.
mean, if you just work and you show up every
Mhm.
day, you will get that income.
Mhm.
And one big thing is if your cup is empty, like if you wake up and you are just drained and you are completely empty, the biggest thing I can tell you is get a refill. Like,
Yeah.
reach out to somebody to fill your cup. Like
Mhm.
sometimes if I'm just like a mess, I will reach out to, say, Jessica Cook or Shannon
Mhm.
or somebody, a sideline sister,
Mhm.
an upline that, I mean, I've reached out to leaders in the States and I'm
Yeah.
just like, girl, like I am having a dry spell. I'm exhausted. What are you
Mhm.
doing? I need help. And they're just like, girl, mindset. What book are you reading? What are you doing? What did you watch today? Watch this
Mhm.
video. And I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm fired up. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, message me back after you get 2 haps up. And I'm like, oh, I don't want
Ooh.
a hap today. And I'm just like, "Ugh, I'll do it. I get like 2 haps
Mhm.
up. And I'm
Yeah.
signing a customer and I have my
Yeah.
cup is full again and I feel on fire. And the thing is like, don't shut down and quit. Like,
Mhm.
if your cup is burning out, take a day
Mhm.
off if you need it. But that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I need to refill it. And
Mhm.
like the best way for me to refill my cup is having other people fill it.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, okay, I need the fire. I love boom chats. I love contests.
Yeah.
I love competition.
Yeah.
I love fire. So
Yeah.
staying close to the fire, hopping on Zooms.
Mhm.
At one point I was overwhelming myself because there was
Yeah.
literally like 2 Zooms a night. And I was just like trying to get on all of them and I was burning myself out. And I'm like, okay, I need to step back. Which ones are
Mhm.
priority to me?
Yeah.
And then I started making a calendar and I was like, okay, I'm going to hop on this one, and
Mhm.
this one this week.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah.
what I needed to do. Some people can handle it all. Some
Yeah.
weeks I can, but yeah. So just
Yeah.
know
You
what you
know
need.
what? I want to make a point here. Sorry, Dana, for cutting
Mhm.
you off. Before we end, I just want to make a point though, because with my mental health, you know
Mhm.
how we can all come off bubbly,
Mhm.
happy, everything is great.
Mhm.
I can turn that camera off and I'm just like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
do what you got to do. I will
Yeah.
say though, when it comes to joining a team, you're joining a team with all like-minded people.
Mhm.
Okay. We all
Mhm.
came to this spot because we're looking for something, right?
Yeah.
So I want to just point out with Allie, because
Mhm.
I love her. I love Allie. So when Dana was away for her Punta Cana trip, her Montreal trip, whatever.
You'll be at the next one. Don't you worry.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
I
hope.
will.
But I'm gonna say, Allie doesn't benefit me. I don't
Mhm.
benefit Allie,
Right.
but we have the same goal.
Yeah.
We're trying to make an income from our home. We're trying to, promote our best selves. We're trying to help others. We're trying
Yeah.
to succeed. So when Dana is a great leader, love her to death. But when she was gone away, I really enjoyed the fact that Allie and I, our other teammates, we had each other to kind of, lift each other up, boost each other. Like, hey, you've been quiet for a day or so. What's going on? What's like, are you getting stuff up? Like, are you still? I love that. I had hard days. Allie lifted me up. She's like, girl, what's going on? You're Stacy. You got this. And I'm like, yeah, I am Stacy. And you know what? You're fucking Allie. So let's do this. I love the sisterhood. I love the fact that, I could have my best friend for 13 years. But I don't talk to daily. I talk to Allie daily. I talk to Dana daily. I talk to all of these like-minded people that
Mhm.
keep me grounded, keep me focused on the vision and why I joined
Yeah.
my team.
Mhm.
I love that. I love
Mhm.
the support and the
Mhm.
Allie. If Allie gets her 4-1, that doesn't do nothing for me. But
Yeah.
I am right there. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
They are so
Mhm.
you
competitive
deserve that.
with each
And I'm
other.
gonna
It
tell
is
you,
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shannon, if I'm slacking, I
Mhm.
can remember the day I'm laying back, I'm watching Yellowstone, eating popcorn, being completely lazy. Allie's on like day 35 of her hard 90, and she's got so many haps up, and I'm like, eating my popcorn, like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
she
And that's,
keeps me
yes.
driven.
Yeah.
I keep her driven. And
Yeah.
there is like a competitive side because we both have a
Mhm.
competitive kind of mindset,
Yeah.
but we push each other.
Mhm.
If I see her slacking, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you're in this with me. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm in this
Yeah.
with you. Let's go. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the support. I love that we're all
Mhm.
like-minded people.
Mhm.
And you know what? It's not just about meeting different people. It's learning about everyone's hardship and
Mhm.
why we are here where we are and having this conversation. What brought you to having this conversation with me?
Exactly.
Clearly something
Exactly.
is missing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly. Exactly. We really are one team, one mission. And I know like corporate preaches that. And even the fact that Dana's talking about reaching out to other leaders in the States and they're like helping her, right? The same thing, like they're not getting anything from helping her, but that's just what we do. That is what our company teaches, right? That is just the feeling and the vibe and everything. Yeah, that they just put out, right? And we follow along with it. They are kind of like the pacemakers in a sense, right? And we're gonna go along with it. And I love that. So Dana, do you have anything else that you want to add for us tonight?
Well, since you're not going to ask me what my non-negotiable,
Oh no, I'm sorry.
what about my last question? I'm prepared. I'm just kidding.
I put my notes down. I was taking a
It's
boomerang
all
for
good.
you.
I'm going to talk about it because the main thing is giving my husband a high five at the end of the night. And I know that
Ooh.
sounds weird,
Mhm.
but my high five isn't a typical high five. So a high five to me is
Yeah.
story, post, tap, follow up, and add. So at the end of the night, can I give him a high five?
Yeah.
If
Ooh.
not, if I didn't get every single thing done and there's no high five, then you know what? How many days did I skip that week without giving a high five? Because that really puts it in perspective of how hard I'm actually working my business.
Can you
So
tell
if
us
I
what those
go,
were again?
I have them written down because I'll
Okay.
lose my track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Story,
Yeah.
post,
Yeah.
tap, follow up, and add. So adding to
Love
my
it.
network,
Love
right?
it.
So the thing is that's the core to our business. When I
Yeah.
think about all the money and all the trips and everything I'm doing,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not sitting there in conference calls and
Yeah.
working 10-hour shifts, or I'm not doing anything like that. I'm literally doing 5 things a day.
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind how simple it is.
Yeah.
But the hardest part is your mindset. The hardest part is showing up for yourself and showing up for your business. Like there's so many days where I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like having,
Yeah.
you know. But then when I get into it, I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, I forgot how well this works.
Yeah.
And I'm just like doing really good, right?
Yeah.
And some people having,
Mhm.
like maybe they're not signing like crazy because I know a lot of
Mhm.
people that are having machines and they do struggle. But
Mhm.
you know, how are you following up? What's your
Mhm.
system? Are people falling
Yeah.
through the cracks?
Yes.
What are you doing? Are you sticking to the same scripts all the time? Because
Mhm.
Facebook kind of recognizes if you're using the exact same
Mhm.
scripts all the time, they're going to shadow what you're sending out.
Mhm.
Not many people are going to see it. So, you know, are you sending voice clips? Are you getting
Mhm.
personal? You know? So those are all huge, but doing that high five at the end of the night is
Mhm.
huge for me. And the
Yeah.
thing is I want to get to a point where I'm doing a high five 5 days a week. It's
Yeah.
like if I want to take my weekend where I'm not doing a high five, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, but if I can do it 5 days a week,
Mhm.
I'm not leaving my house for 10 hours.
Yes.
So, and then another thing I did want to add before we wrap this
Mhm.
up is main ways how I do get my distributors.
Mhm.
So that wasn't on here, but I just wanted to like touch on it because I know that this is a huge area where people
Mhm.
struggle. Now attraction marketing is huge for me.
Mhm.
So that is how I sign majority of my distributors is they come to me because of my consistency in my posting, but not am I just being consistent. I am telling my story through
Mhm.
different ways of posting. So Every time I'm not like, hi guys, I'm a mom of three. No, it's like I'm just like talking about what the company is doing for me,
Mhm.
what where I'm headed, the goals I have, how I was able to leave my full-time jobs, how this has replaced my full-time income, how this and that, how I've lost 40 pounds using the products.
Mhm.
And I'm like getting paid to get healthy.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, you
Yeah.
know, it
Yeah.
blows my mind. Another way is sometimes I will scroll through and watch people's stories. And
Ooh.
when I see them posting, like they'll have like their like little Starbucks and they're like boomerang, I'll message them and I'll be like, girl, like, is that $1 billion company paying you? Because mine is. I do the same boomerangs,
Ooh.
but I'm getting paid. Join me. Our
Yes.
coffee is healthy, burns fat, and I'll list stuff. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, but I mean, if Starbucks is paying you, stay there, you
Yeah.
know? Or Tim Hortons. Like I see it
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time, especially pumpkin spice
Mhm.
season and
Yeah.
peppermint mocha season. Watch those
Mhm.
stories, message those people
Mhm.
because they don't realize that they can get paid for doing the exact same stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing that I do is
Mhm.
when people um, when people put up hats for me, I will message them. If I have one that really blows up, I'll message them
Mhm.
and I just go right
Mhm.
into a voice note. There are
Yeah.
scripts that I have used in the past, but often
Mhm.
I'll just voice note and I'll say, wow, like that hat is blowing up. Like you have
Mhm.
quite the network. Have you ever considered doing
Mhm.
what I do? Like I literally get paid for doing this.
Yeah.
And then usually it starts a conversation and I go right into my story. Every time I talk to a potential, my story is the first thing I talk about. So I will just literally tell them, you know, who I am, where I came from, how I got started, how busy I am, and how I make this work and how it's changed my life. Those are like the main key points. And I've done it so much now that it takes me a second. I'm just like, blah, 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 and it's great. Um, Another thing is getting on the phone with people. Like if
Mm.
somebody's really interested and they come to me, I
Yes.
will often say, do you have time for a phone call?
Yeah.
You know, I can hop on a quick FaceTime with you. I'm in my PJs, I'm a mess,
Mhm.
but like, if you don't care, I don't care. You
Yeah.
know, I have a bra, I never have a bra on. But I'll put one on if I really want to get on a phone call. I'm just really real with people. I'm like, this is me. Take me as I am. If you want to learn how to make money, I'm here for it. Like, let's
Yes.
do it. I
Yes.
want to change your
Yes.
life. And a big thing that I've learned is shutting my mouth, not giving them the answers,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
asking them,
Yeah.
what are you looking for? Is it
Yeah.
community? Is it
Mm.
financial? Is it like what are you looking out of this?
Yeah.
And then when they tell me, oh, I need extra money, why?
Mhm.
Why do you need extra money? Like, what is it going to do for you? And
Mm.
when they tell me like, well, then, you know, we are in debt and I want to pay off my debt. I need a savings
Mhm.
account. We want to have another baby, whatever it
Mhm.
is. And like tying that into an emotion, like their why, like why they want to do this
Mhm.
makes them want to do it even more because now they're saying it out loud and now it's almost like an accountability. And that is
Mhm.
how I get majority of my distributors.
Mhm. Mhm. I love
Um,
that. Love
yeah,
it. Love it.
so
Love it.
um, the main thing is a lot of people get wrapped up in the 4-in-1 bonuses, right? I
Mhm.
need a distributor to finish this. I need a distributor to
Mhm.
finish this.
Yeah.
But when you step away from that and you think like, okay, what if it's not about me? What if
Mhm.
it's not about getting $200 or 470 or it's actually doubled right now, 335?
Yeah.
Like, what if it's not about that?
Yeah.
Whose life can I change today? And if
Yeah.
you wake up every morning feeling like I like so grateful, like
Mm.
whose life can I do this to?
Mhm.
Because I have transformed my life. I
Yeah.
look at Allie, like
Yeah.
this mom who has no help. Like it would
Mhm.
be so hard for her to leave 2 kids with no help,
Mhm.
put them in daycare,
Yeah.
you know, and then go and work a job where she's gone all day.
Mhm.
How would she even like afford that? And I
Yeah.
just think about how far she's come in this business and it's
Mhm.
like I feel so proud of her. Like
Mhm.
yes, I've been here supporting her, but she did it.
Yeah.
She made the decision to just go for it and change her
Yeah.
life. But I was there to give her that offer, right? Like I'm here for her. Same
Yeah.
with Stacy, same exact thing. And just watching how
Mhm.
much they've grown, like
Mhm.
that is my favorite part of this business. And when you take
Mhm.
yourself out of the equation, because when I first
Mhm.
started, let me tell you, it was like about me going diamond and me making
Mhm.
this and me like I don't even care anymore about me making bonuses. I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I want my girls to succeed.
Mhm.
I want to see them thrive. I want to see how
Mhm.
far they can go. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's changed my whole mindset on everything. And
Mhm.
maybe it's a bit of my social work in me, but I just like,
Mhm.
I want to see how far they can go.
Yeah.
And it just like, it really excites me. And when you really just change your whole mindset, it's
Mhm.
your business just takes off because
Yes.
you're so focused on helping people. And yeah, so that's how I want to wrap this up. I know we kind of went
Beautiful.
over time.
Yeah, awesome. I think there was a question in the chat there. I think Stacy asked, before we end, we go over your tips and tricks on how I lock down DTs. Yes, so I will keep this like a Coles Note version here. It's like the longest Zoom I've ever been on, but it has been like fire. I loved it. It's been fantastic. So
You
very,
guys,
very
I could
similar
talk to you guys
to
all night.
I know. It's like girl time, girl talk, just hanging out. Similar to Dana in the sense that it's all about making like how people feel. So I personally get a lot of my potentials and things by what I call hand selecting them. I reach out to people on my Facebook randomly. I'm like, you have a really nice page. I love it. I can share my script. I can. I'm pretty sure I've shared it before, but I'll share it really quickly in the chat.
Shannon, if it's in the boards, it might be there, but
Yeah.
I do know I have a few girls under me that are like wanting to know because
Mhm.
everything else they do, HAPS, amazing. Everything else, it's just locking down distributors. And
Yeah.
one thing that you just mentioned, you literally just go and message them. I don't do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
I
know,
have
that's
a
a good tip.
5. I try to hit 5 new people a day with this message.
Wow.
Yeah. And some people will reply. A lot of them won't. A lot of them, like it's a complimentary message as well. So I've had a lot of people say, "Oh my gosh, like thanks so much for the compliments. Like you made my day, but like no, I'm not interested in what you're doing." So that's okay because you made their day, right? They're still like you're making an impact out there. And a lot of people I find that are going to be really, really good at our business, that love talking to people, they're not necessarily commenting on our giveaway apps, right? They're not interested in putting up a post or getting entered into a cash giveaway. So I find that me reaching out to them, definitely offering that compliment and then just having the conversation with them. And then one of my biggest tips too is I find, I mean, this happens with customers and distributors, but you lose people when you tell them the price.
Yep.
And I
That was
really,
what. Okay. Yep.
this is a big thing for mindset. When
Okay.
you tell people how much the skinny gummies are, if you're thinking in your mind, oh my God, this is so expensive, they're going to say no. They're going to tell you no. They're going to say, no, those gummies are too expensive. But like what we have to offer and what they get in that kit and what you can earn back in your first month far exceeds anything that someone is putting into this. And you need to go into that pricing conversation confident like that. They are going to feel that on the other end. I also like to come up with interesting ways for people that can't. Like there are literally some people that just cannot afford it. They have pennies in their bank account. We have pre-selling. I'll offer that. I've had people sell stuff on Marketplace to fund their startup. We can offer creative solutions, right? There's all kinds of different ways that you can make a little, like $200 is not that much when you
No.
think about it, right? You sell a couple pieces of your clothes or some extra kid toys that you have lying around that you're not using anyways. Like there's all kinds of different things. But yeah, I definitely find it's the confidence going into that pricing message and the follow-up, 100% the follow-up. And okay, so this is a little bit of my green, but the numbers, right? You got to think if it takes 10 potential customers to sign one or two, you're probably looking at like 50 potential distributors to sign one or two. If you're not signing distributors, you need more. You need to be having more conversations and bringing in more follow-ups, right? So that's a little bit of my green. More and more and more and more and more and more. So those are
Shannon, what
my
do you
best
think
tips.
about voice clips? Is voice
Mhm.
clips huge to you?
I love voice clips. So I usually do what I say, like my generic. I'm very similar to Dana in my first message. If someone wants info, I give them a little bit of what we're doing, and I also have like a 3-sentence, maybe 4-sentence blurb about my story. If they're interested, then I'm going to tell them, okay, this is what we do on social media. Then if they're like still replying after that, then I start sending them voice notes. Because especially when I'm randomly messaging people, I definitely want them to know that I'm real. And they can hear the excitement in your voice. And I know some people, again, very, very nervous when they're first trying to voice note. A lot of people don't know this, but you can voice note yourself. You can send yourself messages on Facebook, right? Like if you search your name, send yourself a voice note, keep redoing it until you're happy and forward it. And voice notes don't show as being forwarded the same as messages do. So you can forward it to them, whatever you like. But honestly, like I said, kids screaming in the background is like one of the best things. People are like, wait, she's a busy mom screaming kids. Okay, maybe I could do this too. Like, so yeah, I think those are the big things that are obviously working. So more, be confident in your pricing, be real, voice clips, how they feel. Yeah, and make it about them. It is. It's about them,
I love
right?
it.
Yeah, and the desperation. Oh,
Yeah,
that's the other
I
thing.
love it.
When people are desperate, like you sound desperate.
Yes.
You're like, oh my God, I just need you to sign up. And people are gonna take that and be like, well, why? Why do you like need me to do this? It has to be like, no, like I'm excited for you. This is what you want to be doing. This is what you're gonna get out of it, right? Take that desperation out of it.
So what I wanted to mention before, since you mentioned that,
Yeah.
Each customer, you know, like when you first start out, I know that I was guilty of just a customer, finish the deal, get it done.
Yeah.
Thank you, whatever, don't care.
Yeah.
That's not right. You need to remember your customers because that's where your income is coming from months on end. So 2 days ago, I had a lady message me and she basically said, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing. I need help type of thing, right? So she wanted to do gummies. She wanted to do the coffee. I sent her my link. She went in, did her thing, sent me a screenshot of 2 gummies, 1 coffee. And you know, I could have let her go ahead and place that order for more bonus volume. But I said, okay, this is your first order. You're going to get that $25 charge on top of it. Let me just show you a screenshot of how I fixed it because she picked gummies 2 individual. So she wasn't getting 2 for $99 Canada, right? So when I went in there and fixed that for her, and she wanted a bag of coffee for 70 BV, I said, hey, you want to throw in some fuzzy socks and some foot cream because you can get that for $109? And she was like, yes, of course. I brought her price down about $50 by just playing around with the 2 gummies. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know, I showed her and she's like, wow, oh my gosh, thank you so much, because anyone else would have just let me go and order that. So I thank you for, you know, taking the time and going in and assuring that I got the best deal that I can.
Yeah.
Customer relationship is huge, right? It's not just about that one-time order. They might just order one time, but you want to keep that relationship going. I don't know how many customers I have that have never went into their
Oh no. I'm assuming she was going to say that haven't actually gone into their customer account. Because yeah, we run a lot of accounts for people, and customer service is so important, especially with our new system. If anyone is new since October, like this is all that you know. But it is so different. Oh my gosh. And making sure that we are checking in with people and seeing if they want to add anything, if they're getting the results that they want. It is so important. I am still working on this. I am on a mission right now to find a calendar app that I can insert customers' names on the date that they've ordered and set follow-ups for a certain day, that it's just going to repeatedly every single month tell me who I need to check in with that day because their order is coming. So when I find this, and I will find this, I will share it. Once there's a
Might be an
very fantastic
Android.
system. Huh?
I said you might need an Android. Just saying.
So
No,
do you
this
have
was
this
so
app,
great.
Dana? Would you like to tell us about it?
Whatever. No, this was really great. I really
Yes.
appreciate. I love how Stacy loves leaving us on suspense all the time. This is so great. No, yeah, I hope everybody got
Mhm.
something out of this. I love that all
Yeah.
of our stories are completely different.
Mhm.
And I appreciate you reaching out to us.
Yes, yes. And thank you so much for hopping on tonight. It was absolutely fantastic to hear different stories and how other people are running their businesses, right? Any tips and tricks that you can grab and piece it all together for yourself, right? Don't do everything that one person is doing. Grab what works for you and put it all together. You're making like your own soup here.
Yes,
Okay.
but definitely show up because
Yes.
you're only going to get paid
Step
if
one.
you're showing up.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night.